Hallux interphalangeal joint injection coming up. So when we think about foot injections, we're thinking either of joints or soft tissues. The hallux IPJ is not a joint that we need to inject that commonly. The big three that I think we inject in the foot are hallux limitus, plantar fasciitis and amorphous neuroma. And why do we do injections? Well, it's really to improve either pain or to improve range of motion. And for the lady coming up, we've got some residual pain in the hallux IPJ post a previous surgery. This young lady, you don't mind me saying that, do you?
Not at all.
This young lady has had a fusion of her big toe. Was that 5 years ago-ish?
Well, 4-ish.
Okay, the other one was 5.
The
Okay.
other one was 5.
So we've fused both the first metatarsophalangeal joints, and that's gone really nicely in terms of taking away that arthritic pain. But what she's got, you can see we've slightly put the big toe just up a little bit, we just dorsiflex it slightly to help with function, but she's getting a little bit of pain in the interphalangeal joint. So this will be injection number 3, over a period of about 18 months now. So what Jane does, she comes back into currently, we just give her a little injection to the interphalangeal joint just here. Let's see if we can mark her up. So Jane, so we know that that's where the knuckle was. Okay, so the interphalangeal joint is going to be in about that level there. Now bear in mind, extensor lucis longus is coming on the top. We shall avoid this. So we'll just do a little bit of skin prep. Here's our chloropreps that we like. Just get this going. And of course this will now take off some of the skin marker, but not all of it. COVID, you know. So we've already prepped up a little bit of Kenalog, so triamcinolone. Blue needle, 25 gauge, correction, 23 gauge, can't count today, 23 gauge. Would be an argument to use a 23 gauge for this really, but I quite like a blue for most things. We'll get most of the air out. We've set the video going, we hope, which means somebody's going to walk in, Jane, any minute. That always happens when we set the video going. Are you sitting comfortably?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, you okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we try and flex that joint down. There isn't much of a joint space there, but we try and flex it. Jane, 3, 2, 1, ow. Okay, and straight in.
That was good.
Well, that's very good. So all of my readers will be impressed with that. I've got over 3 readers following me on YouTube now, Jane.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I am too. So guys, that was about 30 mgs of triamcinolone. So there's our needle. Now we obviously don't resheath or break it down. It's going to go straight into the sin bin. Just check for any sign of cloud. Just a little bit of milk coming out there. So a little bit of pressure. Why we like to inject away from the tendons. I can tell you about Kenalog and tendons another time. You can't quite see, it's just a little bit coming out there.
Mm-hmm.
So Jane, little plaster. Now, I know you've had 3 of these before over the last 18 months or so, but just to remind you, and for the readers, take it easy the rest of the day, don't drive today,
No.
Can be a bit stingy for a day or two, takes 2 days to 2 weeks to kick in, and then what we do with this young lady, because she's a frequent flyer, is we just keep her on the books, and she just gives me a tinkle every now and then when she's ready for another one. And at some point in the middle distance, if that steroid wears off, then we might fuse this joint. But for the time being, we don't want to make this first ray overly solid, because having fused her here, we like that little bit of movement we've got here. Jane, questions? What can I tell you that you don't already know?
That was very, very good.
Thank you very much.
No
Well, I'll edit out all the swearing anyway, so that's fine. Thank you, Jane.